position. There's not too many tanky champions that you're massively worried about trying to play into with a Jhin, so you got to feel good about this one from LNG. For Ultra Prime, your pick potential is crazy. Catch everybody bar Henna, bar Saber, blow his ulti at that point. That could be a really good avenue to kick off a team fight and play the rest of it through.
So Sheer going to try to make good on his TP advantage here. Does just throw down an equalizer in the top side. Krako looks for Saber. Saber just a little too deft on his feet. And the bot lane advantage for Ultra Prime in these early levels looks like it is going to net them Dragon #1. And it's going to get interrupted again.
Yeah, this is horrible. You have to get a kill out of this one. Get a flash for it.
All right, going to be able to find the cease and desist before he can get through the magical journey. And first blood going the way of Xiaoxia. And you know what? On a blast cones over the wall, they're going to show him respect. They back on away because they know that there is a rumble approaching from the top side. Sheer here to help push in mid, and that numbers advantage will be enough for LNG to net the Dragon.
And this is what you can do with the
sizable cooldown for Henna this early in the game. He's not going to have that ultimate for this potential Rift Herald fight.
No, and that's going to be something that you're really relying on to kick off a potential pick to make these 4v5s happen. Now, face shield.
Bait on towards 2. There's going to be the Cataclysm. There's the knockup. Everybody slept as a sitting duck. Encore finally comes on across the chain CC coming through out of Krako. And that one-shot damage is just huge from Saber. Missing the next one forced off of the play. But now they've used their full combo. Chrono Break comes on across, deals damage over to 2. Opening up the curtain call. Liang Chen can't intercept these. But he's just sliding them through 1xN.
When you're alone. And it looks like it is just going to be this first tower picked up right here for Ultra Prime. The response will be LNG grabbing themselves this Cloud Drake. They're going to look to stack their way on towards that as a soul. Overall, a pretty dang good soul to be able to get for this team comp. If you want it, it allows Krako to just get so much more range trying to get on top of people.
Nice little advantage in regards to gold. That second item power spike going to really help him out for his ability to execute people individually under the 0. Ritzero going to charge in mid here, gets a little bit more play gold. They should be able to finish this on this push as Henna and Xiaoxia continue to pick away at this wave. They do need a little bit of support though, as Sheer here as well means that they can't step up too far, doing their best to hit onto the minions, and they will finally clear away the wave.
Not as proactive as we would have wanted during the laning phases.
Grizzly still looking for a potential engage angle, but they're spacing him quite nicely. Missing, going to get hit by the Enchanted Crystal Arrow, but will quickly be able to cleanse it away. Now landing Tempered Fate on towards Henna, who's up too far. Going to be able to back on off despite getting hit by the follow-up damage, and doesn't even really lose any health for it. 5 versus 5 in and around mid. LNG finally able to complete their work on the mid lane turret. And nobody going to fall on down, though. 1xN in a position to potentially get chased down. Henna gets a few shots and slows onto him. Here comes the equalizer, thrown on down by Sheer. Henna still able to space this one out. He's up in front of the whole rest of his team. LNG realize this, look for the engage. A flash encore goes a little bit short, but Saber is able to solo out missing regardless. Now stepping forward, Cataclysm onto 2, and the squishies will just drop in an instant as the curtain call damage comes on across. Sheer trying to burn down Liang Chen will be able to do so. A double kill over to 1xN as the fight is won by LNG.
And Gordon, what are we fighting over right here? That's such a misplay out of Ultra Prime. They hang on, Grizzly, looking to go aggressive once again. He's going to get stunned up and just taken down, you have to imagine. Yep, that's going to be 1 kill. It is going to be traded. Can Saber get back out?
Yeah, the getting back out part is where this is going to be tough for Saber.
What are they doing?
Break earlier, sharing a Cataclysm with them.
Yeah, it's actually a wild set of events right there, but I do just want to go back to the start of it. There was nothing to fight over. The Drake that's being taken right now was not being set up for properly by either of these teams. And Ultra Prime try for a fight. We're pushing far enough forwards without having set their mid wave, meaning they lose their mid lane tower and then decide to just push for a second fight anyway. The decision-making there is part of what has been plaguing Ultra Prime. Yes, some of the individual laning hasn't been ideal in a couple of their matchups, but it's this point where you have to make decisions on fights that's just been going wrong, and again, it might be right in front of our eyes.
Saber locked down and can't Chrono Break out, only stays inside of the Cataclysm. Tempered Fate going to block away the Enchanted Crystal Arrow. Encore going to land on towards 1xN going to be able to clean it away right away, and Henna is just standing there getting blasted away by this Jhin. It's a double kill to 1xN. LNG win out another fight. This time it's 4 for 0.
Yeah, that's going to be a brilliant fight right there for LNG. They're going to be able to clean up the big purple worm and turn this into even more gold. They're up by 7,500 at this point, only to increase. And Ultra Prime, again, just allows them to rip through the opposition as quickly as possible, get towards that Baron, and now, as LNG, all you have to do is cross your T's, dot your I's, and walk it down into the base.
Now pushing on multiple lanes with the addition of that Baron buff. 1XN is going to get right through a plate, and again,
he's hit it.
The Tempered Fate finds its way onto Henna. This guy cannot catch a break. Kroko and Bulldog, the mid-jungle duo, will melt him down with ease. And LNG, now no AD carry on the Ultra Prime side. They're going to be able to break up the base here, Bloxer.
What were we saying earlier, Gordo? Do not sleep on Missing. As good as Kroko and Bulldog and 1XN have been so far, Missing has been on point in this Split 1 2026, and that was just such a beautiful snipe. Are they actually going to be able to end the game right here? I mean, what can Ultra Prime do?
Oh, Jen looking like he's made of paper, just can't stand up against the physical damage when he did go for that MR build early. Forced back into the base by Bulldog. He's still sitting at full HP as he goes into the stasis, and LNG, a quick and easy closeout in game number 1 as they continue to look like far and away the best team in Group Number 1.
Squishy. Maybe I want to have that little bit of extra self-peel that you do get from the Kai'Sa. Of course, you are still quite squishy, and it's going to be very interesting to see how his positioning is going to look during these team fights.
Cost of doing business if you aren't able to find any of the map control in the earlier stages of the game. We're going to see if against an aggressive LNG comp they'll have a chance. But Saber steps on up, Kroko's behind him. Easy peasy, couldn't have drawn it up any better. The LNG mid-jungle claim another...
Up this Drake, whilst his bot lane are grabbing towers. I mean, this is just lovely. Although... Oh, Grizzly spotted.
Lurking around, still level 5 though. Bulldog with access to that perfect execution, so Saber's got to be cautious about stepping up too far. The whole while, Kroko working on Chem Tech Dragon. This will go over to LNG, first objective of the game to them.
With the way that...
1XN and Missing, bringing the fight to Ultra Prime in the bottom lane.
Look. Everybody going to be rotating down right here from LNG. Bulldog going for the massive flank. Going to catch Grizzly on his Grom.
Yeah, Grizzly already using a lot of his cooldowns on the Gromp. Will be able to interrupt the Shuriken flip, but it doesn't matter. Bulldog finishes off a solo kill after catching out the opposing jungler, and now going to go for the dive onto Xiaosha. 1XN on the board, 3-0 LNG.
Kroko really nice picking up the...
that's kind of been the story of the series in some ways. It's kind of getting snagged by the engage tools that Missing brings to the table. Time after time, fight after fight.
Flashless.
Keeping themselves in an advantage state. Xiaosha found in the river. This guy is done for.
Yep. The second he was flashless is just going to go down, and 1XN going to be donated that kill for Grizzly to be able to take down these grubs. He should just about be able to pick them all up. No, he's still got one left.
Xiaosha's here to back him up as his Saber. Bulldog takes more than he bargained for, trying to retreat back away. Will actually be able to get out of there. Henna into the backside, but Bulldog immediately retreats. Grizzly going to be the first one to fall in the fight. Kroko now with the crescent card up, going to try to keep the fight going. Henna's up way too far. Sheer will chop him down with the scissors. Xiaosha forced to retreat, and LNG win the fight 2-0 while 1XN farms turret plates bot.
How on earth did LNG manage to win that fight? Ultra Prime had that one put on a silver platter for them. Bulldog jumping way too far forwards. This isn't even a first item completed Akali. And it just...
probably just blow that right away to create some distance. He holds on to it and ends up baiting in Henna quite a bit there. And then... I mean, I don't even know if you call it baiting, but Missing's threat of a grand entrance causes him to flash deeper into the fight. And that's all she wrote for old Henna in that play. It's a 2K individual gold advantage for 1XN. If you have any questions about how we got here.
Yeah, this game has ballooned out of play against... Still, we haven't got to see any big, proper front-to-back team fights. The team fight that we did get to see was incredibly messy, very split. You didn't have Liang Cheng there to be able to deal his damage, use his disruption inherent to the Scion kit as well. And when you look at the composition that Ultra Prime have, they want these front-to-back team fights. They want to try to use a little bit of a wombo combo potentially. They've got a couple good ball delivery systems as well. This game is not over. Ultra Prime do have angles. It's just going to be very hard.
Bulldog Bulldog potentially a little caught here. Shockwave comes through. Saber trying to keep him in place. Seeker going to connect, and it will be a kill going over the way of Saber. Ultra Prime on the board, getting the gold right where they want it to in the pocket. Dive out of here. And he just clears the wave and walks on out. He's got his boy missing in his back pocket, so no chance to do much of anything as 1XN claims another turret.
Sending everyone down to the bottom side was always going to concede that tower. Teleport top lane to try to punish a Sheer who is very far up.
Fighting back, going to get knocked up by Liang Chen. Does have the miss to try to keep himself a little bit safe, and actually stepping up, gonna force the flash on Liang Chen, and a flash snip to claim the kill back, but it might be a 1-for-1 trade as Xiaosha is there to hold him still and let Saber finish off the kill. Another big shutdown over to Saber, but Bulldog wants this 1 versus 2, tumbles in towards Saber, thinks better of the decision, and gets himself back under the turret as turrets are dropping in mid for LNG.
They're just going to be able to turn this pressure top lane into gold for themselves. LNG get themselves a mid lane tier 2 tower and a bunch more off of the third. Missing, a little bit caught out right here. Of course, Rakan going to be one of the slipperiest champions in the game and is walking away. And again, you've moved multiple members from Ultra Prime up towards the top side of the map at the exact moment at which there's another dragon spawning. That's going to be soul point for LNG just 17 minutes into this game.
Pushing and pulling Ultra Prime around the map. LNG continue to claim each and every objective as it arrives on the map. Yes, the grubs did go over the way of Ultra Prime, but you see how much they're getting. To dissuade the over-aggression, but it's less about the individual play here for LNG than it is what they can turn into gold on the rest of the map. Absolutely. And turn it into gold they do. 5K. The advantage for LNG as Henna nearly gets one shot. 1XN going to have to flash back away and missing. Actually going to be able to finish up the job. Grizzly really wants to be able to find something, really wants to put the Deathless Man down, but it will not happen. 1XN stays alive, stays at 0 deaths for the series, and LNG building up a bigger and bigger lead with the 2 kills they've already claimed. Shockwave on 2 for Saber, but already too many members have dropped. There's just no follow-up available, and Kraka with the front line going to stop Sheer or Missing from being potentially chased down. LNG a 2-for-0 fight and another turret going the way of Bulldog.
What is being lost in all of play around as Ultra Prime, and this Baron is probably going to be this play. This is where you throw everything at LNG, because if you give over this objective to LNG, there's really nothing you can do to try to turn this one around. Liang Chen just dead. I heard the ulti, but he didn't go anywhere, so going to assume that somebody, probably Kroko, was able to get ahead of him and body block that one up. It does at least draw multiple members to the other side of the map, so you're not going to be able to go straight towards the Baron. Vision for LNG that they are more than comfortable to step up right now, continue putting the pressure on. It's making it very scary for Ultra Prime to step in. Teleport coming on down. That is going to be Sheer.
One in, 4 members jump onto him, but he just uses the mist and kites it out. Now Liang Chen arrives to the scene as well. Missing going to be on top of him. They find the knock-up, and they say, hey, you know what? We'll hit whoever's in front of us. Liang Chen caught away, going to have to flash back towards the safety of the rest of his team. They continue to try to work through his health bar. Sheer stepping up. Engage found from the quickness onto all 4 members. Bulldog dashing on in there and just going to execute him as 1XN arrives to clean house. Sheer and 1XN is too much damage to handle. LNG find a quick 4-for-0, and they're going to march over to Dragon Soul.
You can see a nice big smile on Sheer's face as that play comes on through. Saber, he did find himself that big shockwave, but it just was too little too late. Soul point grabbed. Bot lane tier 2 tower going to be ripped through as well. And still, there's Baron available too. Is going to be a king's ransom right here for LNG.
Sheer getting a solo inner turret gold. Those plates are so valuable. Sheer is on an absolute tear on this Gwen, and you know what? That 4-man shockwave, probably the best you could hope for Saber, and you just see it isn't enough. Massive mistakes from LNG, and they are not looking like they're going to make them. They find Grizzly in the jungle, chunk him down to a tiny sliver. Sheer in a 1 versus 2. Saber did connect to the shockwave there, so he's running a little low on damage. He can regen a lot of health here, but the chain CC from Xiaosha is enough. Saber gets himself a 3rd shutdown this game.
There we go. That is going to be something. Again, we keep talking about it. Ultra Prime just trying to scrape together whatever little bits of gold they can, but they are losing out onto this tower in the top lane no matter what. No way that Grizzly's going to be able to step up to stop this one from falling. Missing, thinking about starting a fight off for his team. A bit of discordance though. 1xn's trying to walk away.
1xn nearly one-shot Xiaosha throwing themselves in to decide that this game is done and dusted. It's 11k in their side. They decide when and where things happen. Wow, 1xn just looking to one-shot Henna once again, playing aggressive here. Henna will be able to stay alive. TP being channeled. Bulldog found Xiaosha in the jungle along with Croco, and like I said, they'll take anybody that they find. They're strong enough that even the tankier front line of Ultra Prime melts like butter. 2-0 LNG.
And this is going
LNG just kind of close out the game. You know, this is looking like it's going to go even longer than game number 1 somehow, even though LNG seem to have had an even larger advantage throughout it. But the one way you probably lose this game is that you mad overstay and give over a million shutdowns and let Henna and Saber actually play the video game. So
yeah,
they're going to play it calm and controlled, and
it makes sense.
Take a wild guess, it'll probably give them the win.
I would think so. There would be some real miracles coming through if it wasn't. And you do really want
Rocco or 1xn or anybody, frankly. He does want to try to get a little bit more gold to have a chance to be able to scale into this game on the 1% likelihood that LNG make a major mistake and give Ultra Prime an opportunity. Sheer going to continue to push on through mid. This inhibitor not long for the world blocker.
Really is not. Sheer stepping up to it is finally what's going to crack the base. Ultra Prime, they decide to go.
Bulldog in there as well, gonna have to hold the stasis. Missing arrives with the quickness though to try to hold him still. Shockwave pulls 1xn back away as he flashes into the brawl, but not before he deals enough damage to let Bulldog clean up 2. 3-0 to LNG already. One Nexus turret falls, the second soon to follow. Saber going to be the target. Can he take down 1xn? Can he give a death to the marksman? No, he cannot. LNG 2-0. 1xn deathless on the series.
I imagine ways to play through bot lane exclusively this game. Not sure how the top lane matchup push is going to go. I imagine that with Rumble Flame Spitter,
look,
you should...
I thought this was okay from 369 because if Jeje and Zika stay, Zika misses his entire top lane wave. Oh, come on, brother.
Okay, Vault Breaker right on top for the equalizer. It forces 369 to flash away. He's not level 6. He's just going to flash on top. Xiaohu is fast on the track, but Cream ensures that Xiaohu cannot get to the play by the Emperor's Divide, but a great Vault Breaker flash guarantees the kill onto 369's the best, and that's first blood for Weibo Gaming.
Dragon's going to be taken by top esports.
Shockwave!
An ult to kill Funway?
Okay, he doesn't go down. That's what we say to beat the allegations he's had this split. For Weibo, Jeje is spotted.
Wow.
Great ward on the Tribush, and Jeje immediately spots it. Brand Starfall looking top lane because he knows that the Vi is on the bot side and cannot bail out Zika this time around. Public Execution lands, there's the stun from Nio, and Zika will accept his fate, just trying to kill the entire minion wave before he goes down.
Hey, they're going to be in a little bit of a world of hurt. Every Dragon Weibo get gives them 5 more minutes.
Xiaohu is quite low on mana here. He's got one rotation. Oh, Arha with the fling! Shockwave delivery system with the side of beef to go. Weibo Gaming, what a great way to play that one out.
And now, you were worried. You said, Xiaohu, you don't have mana. Maybe Xiaohu doesn't have HP. That's a lot of movement speed from the Command Dissonance.
Lethal Tempo, but he's got JJ right behind him. Xiaohu just needs to walk this one out. Cream might try to challenge JJ. He does have the Nashor's Tooth and the Lethal Tempo with stacked up, but here comes Arha from another flank. He flashes the Pulverized combo. Elk is going to assist JJ just to make sure that there is no funny business on this dragon. That would have been really sad if Jachi stole it.
Friend here in this game.
Yep, JJ already here on the top side, and Arha has found his way, being able to sneak through the shadows once again. Naya, what are you up to? Do they want to dive Xiaohu on the bottom side of the map? I mean, Xiaohu should know that there's a play happening on top side, so Public Execution only goes through one, does not give 369 the bailout that he was looking for, and Weibo Gaming's mid laner is playing it safe and saying, you know what, yeah, take that turret. I'm not going to give up a death this time around.
Yeah, guess who doesn't have Flash right now? Cream. Cream's the one that doesn't have Flash, and he can't do anything here in this bottom lane. Xiaohu is perfectly fine. He's going to give up most of this wave. And Weibo, for now, while they lose access to the first turret of the game, I think this is a really, really smart trade from Weibo, and great respect being paid by Xiaohu as the weak side of the map. 369 has become a little bit of a liability, specifically on this Mbessa in the early game.
left side, ready to dive onto 369, or at least
Start
send a
the
Rift
dragon.
Herald and get some more gold. And yeah, Top Esports, rip the dragon right now. You see Jeje, there should be no reason for you guys to take this slowly.
Whoa! Public execution goes a little to the left there. I think this was an okay, like
Run
this is,
mid.
I think
Run this
Weibo
mid.
recognizing that they can't make this play. Now we are going to try to look for something mid. They are bringing over the Herald. Oh, it completely misses.
Well, Arha does cleanse the Cosmic Binding with his ultimate, but Elk is on the wrong side. Jeje and Xiaohu, can they get there in time to interrupt it? Shockwave onto 2. The
What is
Bard
Cream
ultimate
doing?
delays a little bit of the fight, but Cream is now completely isolated. I think that Bard ultimate screwed them all over. Equalizer from the top from Zika, burns the ball down. Top Esports are scrambling at 369, cannot salvage the play. Weibo Gaming just completely clowned on them.
What was going
Baron's
on? Going to be up, and you're going up against. You're supposed to be this huge spiking team. I mean, you're going to have 2-item Corki and a Ziersu.
Oh! Pulverized Flash right on top of Jachi. Does he have the Valkyrie to get out? Tempered Fate does deny damage from Elk. The public execution hits the spell shield, so Elk is still able to free fire with these boomerang
They got
blades.
nothing.
There's Jeje looking for Janayo with the cease and desist, and Top Esports, you can feel the desperation through my LCD monitor, Elk. Weibo Gaming are taking this nice and easy, and Top Esports are sweating.
Wow, just a really big overforce, and now Jachi is going to go down as well. There it is. We're throwing a single lone ability from Elk. Let's not tank up all the turret shops now, brother. Will be the mid-tier 1, as well as 3 players going down. Top Esports, if they were just a little closer in this game, if they had the damage, that would look good, but now Cream is going,
No.
What are we doing? All right, this game's done.
Top Esports, yeah, they're desperate. They're trying to flip the game because they've realized it has been completely ripped from their control, and now multiple individuals on Top Esports are just trying to flip the game without any backup whatsoever, and Weibo Gaming are just there with the punish. Oh my goodness, Arha is ready on the other side of the magical journey just to make sure that Fongyue does not get out alive. Zika burns him down to a crisp. Weibo Gaming enjoying some Bard
The
barbecue.
fight isn't great, but it's as good as it's going to get. Great spell shield from Elk, prevents the public execution, and puts 369 in a terrible position. And from here, I mean, they just don't have the damage. Now we're seeing it again.
Oh my goodness. It's a public beatdown that is not friendly for family audiences, so if you got kids at home, you might as well turn off the stream and just wait for this game too, because this is not going to be pretty. Nayo will not survive the dive from the side of Weibo Gaming, and all 5 members committed to the play, and all 5 members will get out alive unless Jachi wants.
Oh!
Zika just flashes right in front of him. Cream's gonna send
Cream!
it over 2, takes the shutdown onto the Rumble, but Jeje is right where he wants to be in a forward fist fight onto Fongyue. Cream looking for Aha on the back line, but Jeje will flash over, make sure that his support lives, and Ara goes back in for another pulverized combo. This is peak Weibo Gaming, and they're just styling all over Top Esports.
It's week 2 of the regular season. I really hope this isn't peak Weibo right now. I'm scared. I'm scared for playoffs. This is gonna be peak. Okay.
I was feeling it.
I know. Well, you know, Rafa, there was a small glimmer there, and I feel like I'm going to be saying that a lot for Top Esports, where they
Jeje was pushing on the top side of the map. I thought they
Yeah.
just got a random dragon when they were down 7,000 gold, but not the case here.
Kinda lit.
369 might be in trouble. Okay, Nayo and Fongyue are setting up a trap. They look for Elk. Uh-oh. Elk might be dead. Arha punts away 1, but he cannot punt away all of them. Elk, no way, gets out. Fongyue just needs to tackle one more time. Just one more time. Nayo, can he find the Comet Sphere from afar? The flash guarantees it. Okay, that's a big shutdown going to the pockets of Pantheon. Will it make the difference?
Ooh.
Unclear. Weibo Gaming drop another one. Hang on, wait a minute. Top Esports might be cooking here. Zika is going to get stunned up by the Tempered Fate, but he burns Jachi while going golden. Yeah, he's healing the Hanwha Moon for this one. Weibo Gaming now trying to see if they can find Nayo on the other side of this wall. And yeah, they're going to find Nayo with the Pantheon. No Grand Star Fall to get out of this one. Eventually, he'll go down. All right, he sidesteps the Vault Breaker. Gets a little bit of style points back. And meanwhile, Cream is saying, well, just buy time for me, guys. I got this second-tier turret.
He just got 5 plates. I mean, he got a full turret, is good. Arha plays this fight mechanically very well. I'm very happy with what we're getting from him. We had a lot of criticisms for Weibo.
Baron.
It's Baron, yeah, I don't care. I mean, Arha has been really, really good. It just took a little bit for this Weibo bot lane to work.
All right, you're right. Nio was nowhere near. He was just coming back from base, and now Weibo Gaming are ready to start the party once again and look for curtains on this one. 369 will offer up his life just to make sure that the rest of Top Esports can get out alive. But Cream, unfortunately, they still have a cease and desist. Great choke point for that equalizer, but nobody else from Weibo Gaming can follow up. But Feng Yue is caught in the crossfire and once again roasted on a spit. Weibo Gaming eliminate 2 off the map. It's a 5-on-3 for the next 30 seconds. Shockwave is a whiff. It's okay, Xiaohu. Can't hit them all.
Okay. Oh, I mean, at that point, when you're this far ahead, I think you're allowed. You can miss some of them, and I'm sure Top Esports are still sweating themselves here in this game. So, wow, what a great game here from Weibo so far. Again, not perfect, but I think from what we have seen, they have really punished their opponents here. I mean, Top Esports are making mistake after mistake. They are not executing on the plays that they would have wanted to. It turns into a Baron, and this Baron timer is going to be perfect. It's 2 minutes before it falls down, and we have Dragon that spawns 45 seconds before that. So I hope Nio has the damage here.
Spell shield for the Comet Spear. Feng Yue flashes on top. Okay, they take care of the Sivir. Temper Fate delays Zika's entrance here, but Jeje and Xiaohu, they're all looking for Nio. Wow! CY out in the chat. The Pantheon makes it out alive. The rest of Top Esports can now fight as 5. Maybe it could be an angle here, but Cream just needs space. He needs time so he can just rip through every last one with these Sand Soldiers.
Cream!
He's looking for the play. Everest Divide only keeps up 1, but he goes golden in the Zonias.
No.
Multi-man pulverize and the Shockwave! 3K Elo from Xiaohu. Weibo Gaming are going to put this game to rest, and any last hope the Top Esports had in coming back, Weibo Gaming going to wrap game 1 in the series.
Yeah, that right there just completely closes it out. He may have missed the one right before, but that immediately redeems anything that Weibo could have done wrong here in this game. Goes from a 5,000 gold lead to a 10,000 gold lead with that tier 2 turret going down. 4-man Shockwave. I mean, yeah, that was a mistake from Elk being that far up, and his team came to play. It was a close fight, but if they weren't this far behind, Top Esports could have made this more interesting. From Arha and from Xiaohu. Right here. Knock up onto 3 members. Xiaohu is still... We don't even get to see it again.
We're denied the 4-man Shockwave. We got 1-man Shockwave on the Feng Yue. He makes it out with Magical Journey, but Arha is right on Han on his tails. Pulverized Flash takes the side of Cream. And now Weibo Gaming can finally do away with the rest of Top Esports. This should be curtains for the first game of our second series of the night. Nio gets completely trounced by a face full of fists, and Weibo Gaming, off of this minion wave, should put an end to our first game of the series.
Arha, clear MVP here of this game.
Yes.
Incredible play on the Alistar, making play after play, denying vision from his opponents, and also just setting up some of the biggest moments here in this game. A very clean game coming out 31-7 from Weibo. Ooh.
This beatdown was not friendly for family audiences, and we might have to put in a different kind of rating on the stream going into game 2 if Weibo Gaming continue to put this kind of beatdown in. But really well played stuff from the Weibo Gaming squad, and a great way.
Have to be in range for that though, right?
Yeah,
like,
you've got to be in range.
Near Lulu.
I'm giving the hopeful end for Top Esports, and
Nara Lulu as well. They get a lot of on-hit passives available to them. It's a tough look. Jarvan's going for 3 camps from red buff and immediately bot lane. This could be the look that Weibo need to instantly end this game.
Flash Flay from Arha right on the Chachi. The cleanse breaks the death sentence, but here comes Dead.
Oh!
AQ Flash right on target, and the Conqueror's fully stacked up. Feng Yue will at least look for a Glitter Lance to slow him down. Nio is skipping his scamp just so he can arrive to the party and bail Feng Yue out, but Jeje's got another flag and drag, and boy, oh boy, that's how you open up, because Jeje did invest his time into that gank bot side. And Nio knows that he only had red buff. He can try and challenge him not only on this top crab, but also on some of these camps. And 369 has the inside track, and here comes the punish. 369, can he find the Infernal Chains? It's the Darkened Blade flash into the Infernal Chains, and Jeje cannot escape. That's the punish you need to look for, knowing the information you got. And wait a minute, Top Esports bot lane gets the better of Arha and Elk. The flash forward from Chachi, they pay it back. And just because of the level 1 doesn't mean Top Esports don't know how to strike back.
Might potentially coming up soon.
Nio's ahead in terms of overall camps and level pacing, but JJ knows that there's no sums on this Jauchi Yunara. There's the Gravitum into the EQ flag and drag. Arha does go down because he was taking hella turret shots, and JJ, that last turret shot was pretty scary. But the dive is successful, and Elk and Weibo. So
it was lit, and then his bot lane sold it afterwards. Like, if he had just gotten a kill and then his bot lane don't die on the wave afterwards, it would have been fine, because you've now sacrificed your lead in the jungle to make sure your bottom lane gets ahead and continues to have an advantage. But now, the lane is a minute and a half before that dragon. I want to see how Nio's going to be able to finish his item.
Wait, they're getting some damage down on the Feng Yue and Jauchi. He's getting baited in. He doesn't realize that JJ is on the way. JJ tries to fly away, uses the flash out of the Cataclysm. EQ doesn't quite land.
Look at Jauchi.
Gives him the health boost that he needs, and he's firing all cylinders, but it's just not enough damage in the tank, and Nio arrives a little too late. He will at least get one redemption kill back.
Oh!
No way. No
No!
way. Oh my god, Nio is so sad, and he sidesteps, the wind becomes lightning. Oh, presence of mind on the wind becomes lightning and sidestepping it. Oh my goodness. Just masterclass from JJ. Remember, Nio did have a great punish on him on the top side camps, and Top Esports with the priority still are able to leverage that and get the second dragon of the game. But man, it just hurts that they're not able to get that kill on the JJ.
Oh, no, they can't.
Great use of the control ward right on top of the dark passage. He could not click. Situations. Nio is here to pressure. JJ's here to respond. No dragon to play for, but Nio is definitely feeling the pressure to make sure that his bot lane is actually able to leverage the advantage that they have and not letting JJ turn it around.
Give me your turret plate, is what Top Esports are saying. You will be giving us that 36 gold for our team.
No
oh
way.
my!
Oh! Wild Growth does save Nio for now, and he blocks damage with the pressing guard. JJ is forced to get out, but he locks him under the tower with the Cataclysm. It's a one-for-one trade. Xiaohu with the teleport, looking for the Chaos Storm right on top. Jauchi will feel the wrath of the Arcane, but he's not getting pumped.
What is Cream
Cream
doing?
gets flayed under the tower, but he's able to dodge it out. And 369 is here to end their worlds. Needs one more Darkened Blade in the back seat, and Cream picks up a double for himself. And this is the lead.
They get the flash from Elk, you get this mid-tier one, you get the Herald, and you get the Dragon? That line of play from Weibo may have just costed them the game here, Rafa. Soul Point immediately at 17 minutes for Top Esports is the exact pace of game we wanted to see from them. It's a Cloud Soul as well, so now you're going to be having an Aatrox who's hitting the World Ender, getting bonus movement speed. You're going to have a Transcending Yunara with bonus movement speed, and the Fiend Hunters giving her ultimate ability haste. This game is getting a little too out of hand here for Weibo, so I need to see them make those picks that we want.
5 players from both teams were involved in the play. In fact, the 369 and Cream bailed them out is great. Now, 369 is getting engaged on by Zika's Scion here. There's no flash. He does sidestep the EQ flag and drag. JJ has Cataclysm available. They got to burst out this Aatrox soon before Nio gets involved, and JJ is already starting to call off the play, realizing, hey, I don't know if we want to fight against this Xin Zhao. And you know what? For good measure, Nio is just going to pop the Crescent Guard just in case they were waiting for more reinforcements.
On the opposite side of the map, Xiaohu dies. So turret going over to Top Esports. They're winning every single side of the trade. We had a little picture-in-picture during that bottom lane play. Maybe would have preferred if we kind of went up to the top side.
Taking every single camp from this guy. I mean, he wants to eat. He doesn't want to have to steal things. Zika forced to flash away from that third cast of Darkened Blade, but now he's got to deal with Jauchi funky way over the wall. Dark Passage does get him out alive, despite the ward being placed down to try and block that from happening. Elk is here. Do they want to turn things around here? I don't think so. Rift Herald, Moonlight Vigil, it's a field goal, and they part the Red Sea. Top Esports are going to be able to waste away at this second-tier turret.
All right, objective bounties, though, for Weibo here. They'll grab the top tier 1. Xiaohu can TP and will have flash. We're going to move this into mid lane.
Nice.
2 plates going over to Top Esports. They need to spend this gold. Dragon spawns in 2. They'll fix their top wave afterwards. And this comes down to basically the game itself. Is the soul going to be enough for Top Esports to win this one out immediately?
Flash play? Do you have it? Oh, can't get a range.
Oh!
The flip has been made, and it ends up cheese side down.
No. I mean, what does Thresh do versus this objective right now? 369 is going to stop this. Right now, it is Jauchi who's going to solo this, and they're going to send Nio instead to get this. No Baron being started, a single wave for Xiaohu, and Weibo get nothing on the trade, so a free soul spawning in for Top Esports at 23 minutes.
Yep, MVP ward placed by, I imagine it was Feng Yue earlier before they got that dragon prep done. And as soon as the sweeper comes out and they recognize that they're on vision, yep, jig is up. And Weibo Gaming will not even attempt a Hail Mary at the Baron. JJ, caught by the scatter of the week. Good night, JJ.
He's gone. Not even an attempt for him to maybe steal Nio. This is very greedy, but I get it, man. Your team is up 7,500 gold. You got Soul. I'm sure you're feeling a little bit saucy right about now. This is going to be Baron started up by Top Esports, or at least an invitation for Weibo to try to contest with no jungler up. Rafa, this is the Top Esports I got excited about, man. The one where we're playing very aggressive, but it only seems to happen when Top Esports are not losing their lanes at 8 minutes in the game.
And at least Nio was able to make really strong counter responses to what Jeje did on the map. And 369 is ready to lead the charge and not let any Weibo Gaming members escape. Dark Blade connects on the Xiaohu. They already used the Dark Passage for one. The Wild Growth connects for an extra knock-up onto him. The flash forward for the third cast of the Dark Blade lands true. Elk gets polymorphed. Jachi on the left side flank, and Top Esports will lay waste to the entire Weibo Gaming roster. Zika and Jeje are the last two men defense that they can try and muster up a Hail Mary, a miracle. But when you're down almost 10,000 gold, I don't think God is answering your prayers anytime soon.
This series is so important to win because this matchup could dictate whether these teams at the end of the season are going to be playing in that Knights play-in stage, going into playoffs. It's a difference between starting in the top 4 and potentially having to play a best of 5. Jeje's eviscerated, completely deleted off of this map, and Top Esports are going to send us to Game 3.
We've got a series on our hands, y'all, so better get out your popcorn and other snacks and tune in for the long haul. Top Esports might look to pad their KDA stats a bit, but they've got the Baroned up minion wave pounding at the Nexus while they start pounding on Weibo Gaming's corpses. GG to Top Esports. Game 2 in the books. We're going to Game 3.
Matchup as well. Mid lane, you're going to lose priority as Silas, but will get better as time goes on. I need to see Xiao have an amazing game this time around. I think does Jachi, yeah, he needs to cancel his recall. I wish he would have flashed a little sooner so that he just has more HP. Feng Yue and them, they lost the level 1 trade, and now this wave is going to crash. Thankfully for them, I don't think there's anything that they can do here. This is fake, guys.
He's just going to walk up slowly and down smash on Jachi's face. Elk tanks up the turret. That's first blood for Weibo.
This is huge. 2 minutes and we're already missing out on multiple waves. Feng Yue!
He trades it back. Does he have the minion wave on his side, though? Arha does proc the aftershock. He goes back
dead.
And pulls him
He's
into
dead.
the minion waves, but the crash down shield isn't enough. Does he have another Q? He stuns him. Feng Yue wins in the 2v2. Jachi in world trouble. No cleanse available. He does have flash. He throws out the bullet time. Decent damage down.
Elk has no
Hail
damage.
Barrels is going to be a 1-for-1 trade. Elk flashes out in time. Hole has to pop the barrier just in case. But Cream is now forcing the fight on to Zika. Stole the dominance away. Jeje in a world of trouble. Nio looking to pick up a second here with the bonk stick. Top Esports. A massacre happens.
From this Ash is not really going to be meaningful for the time being.
I think the only thing you can do as Weibo Gaming is just call out that Jachi has no flash. Try and send another play bot lane. Look at where Xiaohu and Jeje are. They are readying up for a Realm Warp. Yes, sir. Jachi doesn't have cleanse, doesn't have flash available. The Magnastorm will interrupt one engage, but cannot deal with the 2 people portaling in. Weibo Gaming's bot lane fall mercy to the gank of Xiaohu and Jeje.
And that's the kind of play that we needed. Nio might try to go for a cheeky steal here.
There's still a Kiana ultimate. This is a big flip here. Cream could also steal it. 1100. Jeje secures it. Goes in. Supreme Display of Talents. Double Supreme Display of Talents since Cream stole one. Jeje is able to kill one. Cream goes in with the Kingslayer. It's not enough healing. And Top Esports went for a flip that did not go their way.
So, from just the draft and what we were expecting, Weibo are kind of ahead of schedule on this one. And it's not like they're going to get any weaker as this game goes forward.
I think Feng Yue is in trouble. Hang on. Water Q does freeze him up for now, and the Crystal Enchanted Arrow goes wide as Feng Yue does flash it, but he still ends up going down. Cream steals the Death Shard.
As we get ready for the second dragon of the game.
Decent hold from Xiaohu and Jeje on this tri-bush. Oh, they're looking for 369 first. Jeje is going to walk up. Xiaohu pops the ghost. 369 trying to build up that rage so that he can at least go big. Oh, he gets thrown back out of the hop. He scoops JJ into the wall.
Wait a minute!
Damage. Oh, boy, 369. He gets out. The auto attack is not enough. It forces Xiaohu to flash and get the spell flux down. Here comes Nio for the regain. Arha locks him down with the dredge line, and it's enough for Elk to finish off the Monkey King. Now, Weibo Gaming and Top Esports are now both...
is like icing on the cake, but we went a little too far here. It is just Feng Yue, but I get it from Xiaohu. Oh, and this was a cancel as well onto Cream. Very tight timing. Still, I think Weibo come out so far ahead because of the kind of trade that happened after.
Yeah. Oh, Elk's in trouble. Flashes away from the up, going up. Duck, but Cream flashes forward, takes the arrow, and Point Blank shoots him in the face with it. Weibo Gaming gonna try to respond with Zika as Arha does being down 3,000 gold.
I love the vision control and what Feng Yue is doing by fading into the bottom side river where there's not a lot of vision, despite Top Esports not having full control of the pit of the dragon.
Dude, I got canceled on the TP.
I was caught.
What? Okay, well, arrow hits
He walked up.
Feng Yue in the back.
That was a very good setup. Top Esports, they had 3 people. It was Feng Yue in the river, and they just made a pick on the Xiaohu. That was a good play. Now we're setting up the Herald to drop. This will be the top tier 1 going, and this is gold into Cream's pocket, so trying to equalize the matchup between this Ryze and Sylas. And second item, Sylas is good. Jachi's probably going to have to use the ult to clear the wave, but guess what? Behind, brother!
F-charge into the supreme display of talent. No chance to cleanse or flash out of that combo. Very well executed by the jungle and support duo of Weibo Gaming, but they're going to continue the push for the side of Top Esports onto this tier 2 turret. I don't know if they... Oh, wow. They are going to be able to take it before anyone
they
from
destroyed
Weibo
this. They have 3
responds.
grubs. Yeah, they have 3 grubs. Nobody from Weibo can touch this wave now. I mean, like, you have a Kiana with no ultimate, Nautilus. If they move over, Sylas is like, cool, I could just hijack, and you're never winning that fight. So they'll get 2 turrets on top side. Weibo will grab mid-tier 1, which hopefully allows them to play a little bit more aggressively. But now this kind of puts the map in a little bit of a weird spot. Playing on 5-on-5s, always have to be worried about this. Top Esports, they're going to use the priority despite not having a mid-tier 1 to move into the enemy jungle. They might find him
JJ flashes into the wall. At least he's got a W to hop over it. Arrow does hit onto Nio, even through the clone. Cyclone is forced out of the Wukong, but Elk is pelting him down with arrows, and the rest of Top Esports have to
control of the Fey Lights. They have control of the entrance to the river. They even have a sneaky ward behind. I love this vision toggle. You get to see how dark it is here. Fey Lights now controlled by Weibo. It seems like for a moment, Elk is going to get this wave to push. 369, I'm looking at the Mega Gnar bar. He's about to hit level 16 on this mini wave, but Mega Gnar now popped. So no ability for Top Esports. They need to get in now.
Rip it, rip it, rip it. Can Nio be a hero? The early smite, it still goes the way of JJ.
Oh my god!
Bullet time, rips them apart. 369 scoops them all into it. Supreme display of talent tries to buy some time for now, but Elk is caught by Cream, and the rest of Top Esports rally behind the engage, and now they can look at the Baron.
Feng Yue may have just ended this game without Rel engage. That Magnet Storm finds 3 right into the bullet time, and then 369 gets the stun down on the 2 members. Weibo, they are not flexible enough in this game, and while they have the Dragon Soul, so pivotal, 3-man, Elk can do nothing. The Enchanted Crystal Arrow gets eaten up this entire time. And I thought maybe a small mistake from 369.
Gaming now on the back foot for the first time in this game 3, and at such a crucial point. They are 1 dragon away from Soul, but Top Esports now have the next 2.5 minutes to just continue. They try and look for a turnaround pick. Baron buff is about to expire in the next minute and 15 seconds, so they still have 2 more waves to wait out. Arrow from downtown lands right on the Feng Yue.
Oh!
Quick pick, but bullet time does a lot of damage to the Weibo Gaming front line. They're able to at least walk out as 5 for now. They lose a tier 2 turret in the mid lane, but at least they only have to deal with 4 members
in
now.
the water form, I mean, Cream just gets a free stun at the very least in the river. So big game-changing plays coming on through. Weibo bought themselves a bit of time and a respite here, but this fight over this Pixel Brush and the Fey Light's so important. Remember, Jauchi still no flash.
Whoa, Nio goes forward. 3-man Cyclone onto the front. The rest of Weibo Gaming trying to retreat now. Dominus popped by Sika. He can't get access to anyone. Arha getting wasted away by the bullet time. He still lives. Arrow hits onto the backline. Jauchi cleanses it, but Sika's onto the backline. Trying to lay waste down with the Dominus. He pops Jauchi in the backline. Niles losing his AP. Green has to spring this play. Talent pushes the ball into the wall, but it's not enough. Weibo Gaming are bringing it back from the brink, and it comes off of a triple kill from Xiaohu's Rise. 369 the only survivor, but this Realm Warp will cut him off. 369 has no way out other than forward with the flash, but he gets caught anyway. An unofficial Quadra goes to Xiaohu.
Sun tries to stop Jauchi. It was good from 369, but the fight is a little too far away, and I gotta call into question Nio. What is this engage, man? We are...
You get more mana. You scale with mana, the Sarah.
Yeah, but here, it's Actualizer. Come on. Now, so Actualizer does also build out a Lost Chapter and Blasting Wand.
Oh,
so
okay.
This
Okay.
is fine.
Yeah,
this is fine. This is most likely him
Critical
doing targets. I'm looking at the mini-map. There's a wave piling up on bottom lane. And Zika can go back, teleport. It's coming up in a few moments now. It is something that they're going to have to eventually attend to. And at level 17 for Cream, he's going to get multiple rotations of hijack if they can find a play. You see that Feng Yue is trying to surge.
Death charge right onto the back, and 369 Feng Yue is the first one to caught. Bullet time is wasted.
What
Nio
is this?
looks for the left side, but top esports are completely pulled apart. Cream gets annihilated by the supreme display of talent, and 369 goes mega, but it's way too late. Realm Warper pulled them all into 369. He scoops them into the wall, but the bullet time was already wasted. No proper follow-up, and Weibo Gaming, in the end, are clutching up the fight. They clutch up the game, and even when top esports had a way to close it out, it all crumbles. Weibo Gaming will come up huge, win the second bout against top esports, and win the series 2-1.
That was a disgusting team fight. I can't wait to see this in the highlights after this one. Like, Feng Yue just taking way too much damage, and again, Arha finds him with this Nautilus. Ro's gonna go in now, and he just gets canceled midair, man. Like, that's exactly what we wanted to see. Great performance coming in. Weibo, very shaky, looking a little suspect in some of these fights, but the Unction get it done here. They'll take a 2-1 victory over top. Ashe needs to be really far ahead. We also have Jue on an Enchanter. The only forms of engage you have are going to be coming from an Enchanter Crystal Arrow.
But now, Tarzan showing up on mid-wave. Rookie, didn't you just see this guy go into Fog on the left side? He's got Wei in his back pocket. They're turning around, but Shades lunges forward for the first blood. And I guess he's just going to give his life. At least he got the first kill. Legend have to respect that pressure, and it allows IG to brute force his first dragon of the game.
I think it's really smart. Also, look at Wei. Already completed his first half of the quest, so he has the upgraded smite. Level 6 upgraded smite. This is a no-brainer here for Invictus game.
Guarantee the kill. Tarzan is spotted on the top side. Saboro's the first one to collapse. An immediate flash, slowing him down with the harpoon. Wei can follow up, and Flandra comes in way too late. Now, is he in a position where he's forced to flash as well? He's getting burned down. The Cyclone, will it clip him? No, it doesn't. So Flandra might be able to save a summoner spell. He walks out alive, and he doesn't have to burn anything else. To get any camps for himself. He's running back over. There's no way that they can steal the objective in time, but maybe they can try and just catch people out on the way out of the Dragon Pit. Scatter the Weak is exhausted. Tarzan, wait, they're coming into the pit. Pop Blossom, this is gonna be close. They steal it away! You have got to be kidding me. Wei is forced to flash over the wall, and Hope, a flanking Corki, gets the job done onto a low Wukong. Photic is forced to flash to see if he can get a return kill. Picks up 340 gold for himself, but Tarzan gets the flash out of Jue, and now Photic is locked in the pit, manages to pick up a double on the Kael. Boy, that was messy.
Wow, just the dragon goes over hands if he really needs it. IG, if you get hit by a Pop Blossom, you're kind of just dead.
Oh, they sidestep the Encore, they baited out. Crescent Guard, here comes the re-engage from Kael right onto Wei's Wukong. One more rocket does it, and the rest of AL are gonna pile on in onto Saboro, who TPs into all 5 members. And IG, I mean, on paper, there's a way to get in. This is anyone's legend. Now, They haven't been the super clean team that we saw at their peak in 2025 and Split 2 when they won their first title, but it's still terrifying.
Oh!
Both flashes used. It does not matter. Photic still goes down, and a wonderful engage from the star support of anyone's legend.
And a Herald spawned mid, and a Partridge in a pear tree at this point. Dragon just goes right over top like sprinkles on a cupcake. This is everything going the way of AL. And IG, this draft was risky.
Big fight. Shanks just flashes over the wall. Tarzan now in. Encore comes through. It misses because Tarzan already dashed away. The blast cone will save Wei temporarily, but he still has the audacious charge to chase him down. Sapporo now on the wrong side of the tracks. Gets knocked out by the unstoppable onslaught, and Shanks comes in, gets a piece of that pie. Tarzan with another kill to his name, and the gold lead has now ballooned to nearly 7,000.
At 19 minutes, you have a 7,000 gold lead. I mean, it doesn't get much harder for IG at this point, but it's going to feel like, funnily enough, now that I've had some time to reflect on it, and now that we actually have him in Tier 1 over in the LEC, I actually think that the Baus is very similar to the Shy. So, been broken on that. You're never getting nuke spears again. I'm sorry, bro. It's never happening.
Nope.
You gotta get it.
She is just an enchantment. Whoa! Shanks says it's time to end this game. The two-man sweep, it does force a flash.
Oh,
But here
Kyle!
comes the second engage from Kyle with the Pop Blossom. Flanja TP's in just as in case they need a backup plan, but Sapporo with his own TP, I mean, low-key, anyone's legend just lost 2 members. IG are trying to turn this fight around. It's a 3-man decimating smash, but no one can really get in and follow up on the engage. Hope is dropped below 50% HP, so is Tarzan. It's way too difficult, and they don't want to throw this game any further because low-key, IG have gotten decent shutdown bounties in their pockets, and Photic is trying to keep them in range using the power of the Ash.
Damage reduction thanks to AL killing 2 of them already. So you're going to take a little bit more time, and it is Soul Point being secured.
Tarzan. Where's Kyle? Oh, he's on a mid, and they don't know! The Pop Blossom flash immediately by 2, but Sapporo still gets clipped by the unstoppable onslaught. Rookie's the next target, and he's the next one to drop. Anyone's legend are going to look to run down the 3 remaining members of IG. The blast cone will take them out to safety for now, but Tarzan finds way with the wind becomes lightning, and here come the reinforcements to all corral them down to their deaths. An ace goes to anyone's legend, and they're on the victory march to end game 1.
It's a 5-for-0 ace. The spam pings on the mid lane wave. Kyle finds 3 members of IG, and Wind becomes lightning, turns game 1 into a victory. AL don't even need the Infernal Soul. They're going to march through the bottom lane inhibitor turret, and they're going to finish this out, which was a very dominant, a very clean game number 1.
Some looks of frustration from the IG members and the player cams. I think they could feel that the game almost slipped away from AL and back into IG's grasp, but
it does mean that they are very burst reliant. And this is a way that you can get around this Anivia. Anivia is going to be very problematic in this game, not even including her wall, but just the ultimate.
Both are level 5s, so Wei is still technically stronger. No supreme display of talent available, but at least for Tarzan is able to walk his way out. Cute little shock blast, not gonna do that much.
This Scuttle gets level 6, and it gives the Jungle Treat upgrade.
Oh, Jway, he gets a pulverize, and the rest of IG are trying to follow up. He sends it to the skies. Decent damage when Tarzan goes back in, dashes out, flashes away. Shanks arrives with the Realm Warp. It's the first blood going over to Photic Ezreal, and he makes it out alive. Rookie forced to flash away. He's still got an egg passive. Hope is going to send it. Can anyone from IG bail him out? I don't think so. Over the wall, Jway sends it one last time for the egg pulverize. At least Wei trades it out against Hope, but Jway is about to get dropped, but they cannot commit.
Oh!
1-2! Tarzan finds it, stuns up Wei. Jway punts him in, pulverized. Photic cleans it up, and IG find their best early game so far. 3 components for Trinity Force. This guy's hitting Trinity Force before 10 minutes, and that is going to be a massive wake-up. And Shanks, no flash available. That's what we talked about in the draft. The Cryo Storm into the wall, sets up the Shock Blast, and Shanks should go down to 1 more. Wei on the board now, 2 kills
Flash.
with the...
And we have this Leona, but Tarzan's going to continue to farm up camps. He wants to finish out those jungle treats, get himself to 1,000 damage smite. It's not going to turn into anything, so IG are going to grab first dragon at 10 minutes.
He's going to push
Rafa,
him.
I'm feeling good about this right now. I really don't even care that Tarzan's taking away a Raptor camp. This is kind of the only real play he has. That was Max Range there. And he gets the scuttle on bottom side. This is a jungler's paradise right now. Maybe trying to see if they can catch Hope. It will be on Vision. Jway could actually tank this. He has no flash.
Time. Decent chunk underway, but if Jway is the one taking up the turret shots, it's still going to be an IG dive perfectly executed. And just like that, the gold lead continues to balloon in IG's favor. In game one, Anyone's Legend were able to bring it back in the mid-game, but this is looking pretty nice from Anyone's Legend. Realm Warp, looking for Photic. Jway flashes away. Can he Arcane Shift over the wall?
Oh!
Clips him, but he flashes away from the stun. Shank tries to push his luck. It's a flash from
Tarzan's
Tarzan.
dead.
But now, oh my goodness, he is exploded. How should I put this, Alka? Come and Shakuk. They are so out of this game. And Saburo might be under threat in the tower. The Shock Blast, good sidestep from Kael. That could have been dicey for Anyone's Legend support.
They can maybe keep going for Shanks here. Yeah, Shanks, I don't think you're allowed to stay up here. It doesn't even matter that the turret is available.
Kael is going to flash right on top of Wei, forces the flash. And now there's really nothing that Anyone's Legend can do here. Tarzan has Supreme Display of Town available. He dashes over the wall.
Item Jace already done. We're talking about items anyway. Rookie has a 2-minute head start on his Rod of Ages compared to Shanks. So Dragon goes over. I mean, IG are in such a strong position. You have power spikes coming through for almost everybody. You also have 3 grubs for this team, I want to remind them. AL also haven't completed 2 of their quests.
Solar Flare does connect on the Photic. He burns the cleanse. No flash available, but thankfully you already had the Arcane Shift. Kael is just pressuring forward, trying to give space for Tarzan's Kiana to burn down this Rift Herald without any contest, but Wei was never going to check it to become a problem.
Yeah, I mean, it's Infinity, it's the red smite coming through, so you deal more damage when you hit them. Opportunity, the lethality that's available, the first strike, it's probably helping. Flandra almost dies to this. Photic's going to try to snipe.
No
it's not going to land.
Okay. Flandra is torn whether he wants to help out Kael or just let him die. And you know what? His support does make it out alive, but this tier 1 turret on the top side is definitely going down. Rift Herald was spawned in the mid lane. They'll try to make a trade. Photic is trying to do his best to defend this turret from falling, and for what it's worth, try and sustain off of a minion wave or jungle camps with Bloodthirster. But yeah, everyone else feels the burden of those Jace EQs, and IG are ready to pounce on this Flandra Aurora. Dwayne erupts even in the bunny step. Good night, Flandra. Now IG have the 5-4 advantage. They are forced to force this play onto Saboro's Renekton, but he's just going to flash over the wall and get back to safety.
There's no dragon. Another turret plate now split between Rookie and Wei. I think that AL, while trying to make these map attempts, they will grab a mid-tier 1, but I just don't think it's worth it. They've now given over 3 turrets to this Anivia, and you're bleeding gold everywhere. This is kind of a really smart way from IG. And this is the team without Rise, by the way. Like, I want to make sure that we're looking for. Not having ult for this upcoming Dragon fight's even worse. Kael has a huge flank, but is he going to be able to make use of it?
AL have to hold the line and make sure that IG don't backstep into their jungle and find Kael before he pops the flank. He's walking into the tri-bush. Is this a real angle? TP behind from Flandra. Kael springs from a jump scare bush.
They found Wei!
They found Wei! Don't tell me they bring this back from this position! Saburo gets pushed back by the Supreme Display of Talent, but his goal is just to make sure Hope doesn't get to play the fight. He tries to step back, but Tarzan wastes him, and IG will still try to look for this dragon, but they don't have a smite available if Tarzan shows back up. But it looks like he's too low to participate.
They're not going to do this anymore. Oh, man, that is a heartbreaker. A lot used to try to force that out, and I like the flank from Saburo. Despite him going down, he puts a lot of pressure onto the back line of AL and makes this flank from Kael.
The question now that Wei on this Jace is 3 items. Tarzan also 3 items.
Oh no, Kael's dead.
Found again. Hang on, he's tanky enough with the Aftershock. He goes on to Photic next. Tarzan trying to force Wave in a comfortable position. He flashes forward, looks for Wave. He depletes
Okay,
him.
okay.
He's turnable for anyone's legend. He's going forward still, but he gets dropped by Photic Ezreal in the end. And
Kael!
True Shot Barrage wipes out Kael. The bullet time trades against Dway. This game is getting messy, but all this time spent for that fight out, and
now Soul for Invictus Gaming every 5 minutes as long as this dragon is stolen. But AL needs to move forward, and Kael's looking for a flank. Flandra's also teleported alongside them, but they're on vision right now. AL are going to maybe look to force through mid lane.
Dway, immediate flash onto the rise. He tries to flash away. Bullet time clips a couple members. Rookie's brought to 50% HP. Tarzan with the Supreme Display of Talent hits 2. They blow up Wave once
no
again.
way!
To the back lane, trades 1 on back. Hope is blown up. Shakes is next. Tarzan is doing everything that he can, but Flandra and him are just not enough against Invictus Gaming, and Photic Ezreal will be able to survive it all. Saburo continues to slice through this bunny girl, and the rest of Invictus Gaming will rally behind the Renekton. The Mountain Soul will be secured off of the ace from IG, and this game is looking to be an Invictus Gaming win.
Could honestly just walk up and probably auto attack it with the 3 grubs, and that's it.
Oh, he
pops
popped
the Dominus.
He's ready. No flash available. As soon as he walks up, Flandre is gonna be the first one to face check him, but the True Shot Barrage right on top. Immediate 5-4 advantage. Anyone's Legend gonna do their best to delete the minion wave before it touches their tier 2 turret. It's defended for now, but IG with the man advantage can just try and force this Baron.
Alright, so what do we do as AL? Because IG have complete control of the river. Saburo is still flanking.
Saburo looks for Hope once again. Dway with the knockup onto Kael, trying to find a stun with the trample onto Hope's Misfortune. Kael the next one to drop. Great shot blast, great True Shot Barrage. The Supreme Display of Talent holds them in place for now, but Shakes has to hold the line, but that job is way too difficult in a 1v5, and Tarzan will be the final piece of the puzzle lost to the winds. IG pick up another ace, the Baron will be secured, and you can imagine that this game is close to being wrapped.
I'm not imagining. I'm visualizing it right now. It's already on our screens. The end is near. 10,000 gold lead after they finish this Baron, and they've got the Soul. Let's just watch them wrap it up at this point. Jace is going to continue to be undefeated. There's a reason why this champion is so prioritized, even impossible as IG to mess this one up. So IG are going to send us the 3. They're a team that we can, every time we want to count them out and we think they're done, they somehow got 1 left in them. Now, are they going to be able to close out the series?
Oh, he's alive.
That remains to be seen.
Bullet time doesn't get much value. Photic just arcane shifts over the wall. Kael is the first one they destroy on this rift. And IG now 5-4 for the next 30 seconds are going to start sieging and laying waste to all these structures, undermining every turret, every inhibitor that stands in their path. Tarzan with the Supreme Display of Talent, only exchanged by rookie Zhonya's Hourglass. It was actually just a Seeker's insane value off the component. Wei is making short work of the turret in the mid lane, just ensuring that they have every possible chance to close this game out as cleanly as possible and sending this series to the full distance. Shanks is the next one to die. Kael respawns just to watch the Nexus crumble right before his very eyes. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to game 3 between anyone. The extended team fight. This was something that the Zehen angle for Anyone's Legend should have been favored in. But now you have to run through a Swain, and anytime you have Swain...
you already see that mid laners both have level 6, and it is easier for AL to move first, because Swain can press Demonic Ascension all he wants, but Galio can go to another side of the map.
True.
So, for now, it is just going to be IG trying to move their way into River. You can see that thanks to having the Sivir, they just push the wave, they have control of the Tribe Rush, maybe going on to Dway.
I mean, we buffered the Q to get out of the grand entrance, but Tarzan still with the stun, and Dway just extends way too deep for vision control. That's first blood going over to Tarzan.
One of the bad, and so he uses it to keep him there, but he also took a bad trade. So Shanks is going to come back to lane using home guards. He also can respond if IG even bothered to contest for this dragon. It's going to be Anyone's Legend opening up a small lead by taking the first objective off the map.
For the most part, it's one of the earlier dragons we've seen out of this series since the other ones were fairly delayed. So it's nice if anyone's legend want to at least unexpected clutch performances, and then you get used to the clutch performances, and then when you need it most, it doesn't show up, and then it ends up even more disappointing. Anyone's legend, though, has...
Continue. I was going to say, I think of his Jinx, I think of his Kaisa.
I mean, the Kai'Sa's legendary, for sure. Dredge line from Jway connects onto the first member, immediately bursted. Holy cow, Kael just got dropped. Here comes Rookie with the Demonic Ascension. Flandre over the top, already using the Grim Deliverance.
Oh no,
and
oh
entrance,
no.
Multiple members, damage on the backline, but now Rookie can continue. He's got him slowed with the power of the Rylai's Crystal Scepter, and Hope is trying to do his best on the sidelines with these piercing arrows, but they ain't doing jack squat. Anyone's legend just has literally...
Next arrow from Hope, there is Jway and Wei both low, and we put it into the Cassante at full with no blight stacks.
Oh, pitcher and pitcher. Wait a minute. Saburo goes all out, finds Tarzan, but he's going to jump on him with a stun. Fodic coming up behind, trying to see if he can bail out Saburo using the thrill of the hunt. Or on the hunt, I should say. Anyone's legend still trying to find ways to get back into this game, but this is so tense. Good buffer by Jway with the dredge line, gets out of the grand entrance, still hot on the trail. Flandre trying to look for a flank. They might be able to interrupt Jway on his escape. Kael flashing forward with the quickness, locks up 3. Grim Deliverance over the top, and that's the burst damage they were hoping for. Anyone's legend eliminate Wei off the map. This is the third dragon going the way of the Pandas.
And I think the worst part about this is it's right in front of the dragon that will give them soul points here as AL. IG can do nothing but watch this objective. A TP from Rookie. Maybe it's going to be them looking on the outs.
Tarzan should be able to secure the dragon, but can Rookie and Fodic turn the tides in this river? Quick flash from Hope, gets over the wall and can fire a piercing arrow and bring down the demonic bird. Fodic gets knocked up by the Justice Punch and says sweet night to the ground. Anyone's legend find 3 more kills and effectively delayed ace. Baron's on the table. I don't think they can go for it quite yet, but this is a major swing in anyone's legend's momentum.
Kael with amazing engagements there, followed up by a Grand Starfall.
Oh,
are we going to find Wei again?
Wei gets locked up. He only has HP from the Shojin. Flashes in the nick of time, dodging out on the winds of...
If you can get to team fights, you are a beast.
Yep.
And he has a 1,500 gold lead now.
Jway does have flash. He's already used it, and the rest of anyone's legend trying to get into the fight. Rookie pops Demonic Ascension. They're all slowed inside that corridor. Shanks is forced to go golden with the Zhonya's Hourglass. Looking at Saburo, he tries to hold the front line for now. Shanks gets one last taunt. The face rush not enough, and Saburo wipes him. Now the rest of anyone's legend on the retreat. Ends up being a 1-for-1, but the value of the trade... Max rank ulti, I think he can really make the difference in this upcoming dragon fight.
And what about his opponents here? We've said that time and time again, when IG look good, is when Rookie is at the forefront alongside the rest of his team. And, I mean, as a lane counterpart, Saburo has become a liability in some of these games. So I need to see him perform. I want to see IG look competitive. They'll have priority over this mid wave thanks to the Sivir, and completely blanked out the vision, except for the scuttle that was taken by AL.
He sidestepped the dredge line. Aegis' ult already used, blocks a lot of the damage incoming. Flandre tries to step up next. Hope trying to see if he can lay down some poke. Dragon already at 5k. Tarzan has to walk up again. 3k HP. Can they get in? Flandre gets vision. They secure the dragon, deny the soul. But
Kael!
Massive grand entrance, and rogue entrance is going to be huge. It just forces Fodic away to backspace. Wei still has public execution at the ready. He's trying to peel off the backline. Shanks goes golden. Rookie's holding the front line with the Rylai's Crystal Scepter. He gets bursted by anyone's legend, and now the rest of IG are in full retreat. They can't escape.
Fodic!
The Grand Starfall finds Fodic. He stayed way too long, and now it's Wei that could be next. Kael is looping around, ready to cut off the retreat path. But Wei has too much HP for anyone's legend to really take advantage of. Another massive fight for anyone's legend. The only consolation prize for IG is that they do deny the soul.
That was amazing steal, but is it going to be enough to keep them in this game? I need to see something from this Mbessa, man. Like, aside from some of the early skirmishing, it is not really panned out. It is so difficult to now answer. Teleport's going to be here for Saboro. This is kind of like the last fight that IG are going to have access to.
Watch Kyle on the flank. He's spotted by the control ward. The rest of IG just immediately retreat over to the left side. AL tried to pull the Baron and force IG to face check them. Doesn't give them the angle they were looking for, but this Baron dance, they only have another 50 seconds to really go for before setting up for another dragon setup. Jway forced to flash.
Man.
Kyle pops the quickness. Wei retreats for now. Saboro has Q3 at the ready, but does not find Flandra with the Natofo strike knockup. Anyone's Legend have full control of this top side blue quadrant jungle. They yoink the blue buff away. Good never move on the Shanks. He's interrupted on the Justice Punch. He's forced to go golden with his own year's hourglass. Here comes Tarzan over the top. Grand Star fall. Everyone is trying to pile through the front line, but they drop Jway first. Heroic entrance by space. Tarzan still leading the charge for the Pandas. And it's over. Anyone's Legend wastes 3 in an instant. A triple kill for Tarzan. Hope picks up the 4th, and it's just Saboro left, but he cannot pull a Hail Mary as Tarzan and Shanks. The rest of the Pandas come right on through over the wall, and they're ready to push through the bottom to close this series.
Hope teleports to the bottom lane wave, and that right there was an excellent fight. Despite it being started on IG's terms, they don't even need the soul here. AL will team fight their way out of this game and put a deficit down onto IG, going up to 4-2 here in the regular season.
Another ace for Anyone's Legend, and that's all she wrote. At the end of the day, it is still the Pandas victorious over Invictus Gaming. GG, well played.
A slow-rolled game, something that IG have yet to really conquer